This is James Watson for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to join on Zoom today with Joe Gallagher. Just seen some big news announced from a couple of your fighters. How you doing, first of all, Joe?
Great, mate. Literally, like I say, Sky News is on there, just seeing it breaking, and like I say, the phone's blowing up red hot. I think everyone knew about one fight, but the other one I don't think anyone's seen coming, and really exciting times for the gymnasium.
Absolutely. Let's start with the bigger of the two fights. I'll see a bit of a amateur rivalry rekindled with Natasha Jonas getting a shot at Katie Taylor. How pleased are you for Tasha for getting this fight?
Yeah, usually pleased for her. Like you say, I've just done a tag out there, Friends Reunited, 9 years in the making. And no, it's a huge opportunity for Natasha. You've got to look at what the two of them have done for female boxing. Do you know what I mean? Jane Couch started it, what Katie's gone on and done, what she did at the Olympics, and Natasha Jonas for amateur boxing, and then what they've carried on to do as the pros. Katie Taylor, obviously a fantastic fighter. She's a hero back home in Ireland, and yeah, an exceptional talent, and been in some real tough fights of late. Natasha Jonas, she's turned pro. She's had a setback, and she came back and she won that world title. Don't care what anyone says. I think there's only two people ringside that disagreed that night. The whole world, not seen one person say that she didn't win. So in our eyes, Tasha's world champion. So it's great to see them both fight again. And yeah, I think there's unfinished business on Tasha's behalf. And listen, it'd be good to see, because we all watched the Olympic final, the Olympic fight, when it was the highest sounding decibel event of the 2012 Olympics. It'd be interesting to see them back at it in the styles. They've had plenty of time now in the pro game to adjust and adapt. And I was only saying in the gym today, it's a shame it's not 3-minute rounds, because the two of them are so really got into the pro game now, and the way that the pair of them, if you give Katie Taylor time, she sets the shots, great shots, combination punching, and Natasha's coming on all the time. And this was a fight, if we could do for 10 threes, this would be it. This would be like, if you want to talk about female professional boxing, you'd go to the Natasha Jonas, Katie Taylor fight over 10 threes. It's 2 minutes. So we've got the speed, the 100 meters race every round. But no, it's a great fight. I'm so happy for Natasha, everything that she's been through. And yeah, full credit to Katie Taylor and Brian Peters for giving Natasha Jonas the opportunity.
You mentioned there about the 3-minute rounds. What difference would it make to Tasha if she was allowed to fight 3-minute rounds?
I think it's just not Tasha. I think Katie. I think it's because Natasha's used to training now, like a pro, and taking the time, cutting the ring off, not being wasting with her shots. And to see Terry Harper and Natasha's fight last year, that was like watching a fight on fast forward 16 or 32. The skill set between the two girls at a top high level, at a fast pace, relentless for turn rounds, was unbelievable. It was like the squoze a 36-minute top-class pro fight into 20 minutes in the 10-2s, and cut out the patient bits. But no, listen, it'd be great. Although I'd like it, I wouldn't like women to do 3-minute rounds, but for the wear and tear, I would like them to do 12 2-minute rounds, then 2 extra rounds, 11 and 12 championship rounds for female boxing. But listen, that's another conversation for another day. Now it's Natasha Jonas versus Katie Taylor, 9 years in the making, and May the 1st, and here we go.
Now, this is a fight that over the years we spoke about, and myself and Tasha spoke about. Tasha's wanted this fight since 9 years ago. You know, she's always wanted to get this fight back on in the pros. Now, not for yourself as well, but obviously you've seen what she's been through. You've mentioned the setback she's had. You've been with her day in, day out in the gym. How much does this mean to her, this one particular fight with Katie?
Well, unbelievable. It was, when it got to a point of frustration, we didn't get the Harper rematch, the regaded back on the words, put a poor offer in. It's hard, but Natasha says, I'll fight anyone, 135, 140, 147. She said, get Jessica McCaskill, I'll fight Brackhouse, fight anyone. But the fact that it's Katie, it's a good fight, and I think I've got to give huge credit for Katie Taylor and Brian Peters for helping this fight materialise, because they could have tried to do a defence of one of the titles or fight a Serrano or a Cyborg, but not. They've given Natasha her opportunity. Natasha now was the first woman to box qualify for the Olympics, the first one to represent Britain at the Olympics. She's fought for a world title. She was involved in the first all-female world title fight from Britain with Terry Harper. And now I think she's got to be the first British fighter from England anyway to fight for all the belts. So again, it's just a huge achievement for her. And like I say, Brian Peters and Katie Taylor, I've given her that opportunity. But all the niceties and the thank yous will be gone now over the next 6 weeks, and it's down to business.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, there is another fighter of yours on the cards. A bit of a shock when I saw it. Marcus Morrison, Chris Eubank Jr. Where'd that come from?
No, listen, Marcus, he had a frustrating year. We had a few offers to fight in Eddie's Garden, but it wasn't the right money. And Marcus just sit tight. He fought last year on my show at the beginning of last year. Before that, he had the good win in Italy away from abroad. He's in the gym, he's training, he's learning all the time. And like I've said to them, the old school fighter, you've got to be in the gym all the time, you know, when the phone rings. So they've all been back in the gym since, I think it's the second or the third week. I didn't go back into the gym till it was January the 19th, I think. I was just absolutely exhausted with the Callum Canelo situation. I needed a break, not just physically, but mentally. And they came back in. So for the month of January and February, they've all been in the gym, they've all been training. That when lockdown starts to appear to be over and shows are on, the phone's got to go. And the phone went, and would we be interested in it? And listen, I spoke to Marcus. I knew what it was going to be. Them opportunities and offers don't come along every now and again. And I think any other fighter in the country that would have got an opportunity to fight Eubank Jr. would have snatched their hands off it. We're fortunate that Callum Southland phoned us. And like we said, we agreed to it very quickly. It's a good opportunity for Marcus. And he's 28 years of age now. I think he's 23-2 is his record. He's on a good run of form. And he's fighting Chris Eubank Jr. So it's a good fight for him. Obviously, we know Marcus has got to start a huge underdog, and the pressure's on Chris Eubank Jr. And I would say it's a fight. You've got both two men in the ring, both got one head each, 2 arms each, and 2 legs each. And on the night, both lads can punch, and that's what's got to make an exciting fight. Eubank is very wild, very exciting. He's got his new trainer with Roy Jones now. Everyone will be looking to see what he's changed, what he's applied on, and people are most will be looking at Marcus and going, "Oh, what can he do? Can he pull out a right hand like he did in Italy?" And like you say, Chris Eubank Jr. has shown that he's got a fantastic chin. He's been in and did 12 rounds with Eubank, George Groves, beat Yildirim. So yeah, no, he's done really well. So yeah,
absolutely. Now, in terms of, you mentioned, obviously he had a couple of good wins. He fought in your show and then in Italy as well with Marcus there. Obviously, it's been a long period of inactivity. Can he still continue the momentum, or does he lose that now with being out of the ring for so long?
No, Marcus, no. Like I say, he's been in the gym, he's sparring. He was sparring Callum Johnson today. And you've got to look at as well, when was the last time Eubank Jr. fought? So he hasn't fought last year. I don't think he did anyway, but he's been in the gym, he's training. So they've both been in the gym and training. But Eubank Jr., he's one of the UK's main superstars through, not necessarily his achievements in the ring, he's done well, but on the back of his dad, he draws the crowd. And he's an exciting fighter, and it's an exciting fight. And all fighters want to test themselves against the best to know where the land lies, where they are. And obviously, the Denzel Bentley Felix Cash fight, that's coming up. So there was no chance of a British title fight at the time. And there was talk of a Brian Rose fight, but Brian Rose is fighting this week. So instead of sitting around waiting for them, like you say, let's go and take this opportunity. It's win-win for Marcus. If he wins and pulls it off, oh my God, unbelievable. I never say never when you've got a puncher. And if he doesn't, so what? People aren't expecting him to win, but he's got to go in there and give it his best shot. I'm telling you that.
Absolutely. You mentioned he's been in the gym today sparring Callum Johnson. We've not spoken since Callum signed with Frank Warren. Any news on a Callum Johnson fight date? Is he Got anything in mind?
We've got a fight date. It'll be announced very soon. We've got a fight date. We're just finalising an opponent and that. We've got the date. We're training, and we're ready to go. It's exciting stuff. The gym, everyone's got dates for fights now. So really good. Really happy. Talk of Paul Butler in a big fight coming up soon as well. So lots of good stuff. Callum Thompson making his debut. So it's good. The gym's busy. It's exciting. And when you've got big fights like that, like I said to them, I'm pleased it's announced today. Go and enjoy your weekend. Do your phone calls, your Zooms, your conference, and whatever. Come back in on Monday, and it's 6 weeks to fight night.
Absolutely. I want to mention as well, I saw a picture, I think you put it up on your social media last week before, of yourself, Anthony Crolla and Scott Quigg. Obviously, your former fighters turned coaches. What's that like, seeing the development of these guys? Obviously, had them for so long as fighters, and now seeing them doing what you do.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Obviously, Anthony's in the gym with me, helping me out still. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. His couple of fighters coming on the Friday with us, James and Rihanna. And Rihanna's been sparring Tasha and Scott Quigg's girl, Tanya. And Scott's got a couple of fighters, and they come in, and it's a great feel in the gym, great blood. There's lots of new blood, new energy. So it's really good. And obviously for Scott Quigg, you see him moulding his fighter, and Anthony Crolla, and I'm there for words of advice or help and little pointers. And it's really good to see them get involved in boxing, coaching, and like you say, not being lost or not have anything to do. So no, it's really good. As you see, Crolla's still busy on all social media platforms and doing interviews, and Mr. Popular around Manchester. Scott Quigg, like you say, he's settled now, and that's the worrying part when they retire, what to do and not what to do. But they've found something, and they've got to be very good at it. They've always been in the corner with me with big fights, been together for Crolla I've known since the age of 13, 14, and Scott Quigg we've been together a long time. So it's it's good to see that, and I'm really happy. And I think Manchester boxing for the future, I've got to have two very good, very, very, very good coaches.
Definitely. You've been in the opposing corner to Canelo twice now. So he's had a fight announced with Billy Joe Saunders. Just very quickly, a little prediction and a little analysis of that. Do you give Billy Joe much of a chance?
Yeah, I give him a chance like anything, as much as a chance as any fighter in there. He's got good style, he's got good movement, he picks his shots well. I've just seen it's at the AT&T Stadium. Now, I've been there with Liam Smith, and the atmosphere in there is like no other you've ever been in your life. You get rushed to the ring, the crowd, the noise. It's just unbelievable. I'm just trying to think what's the biggest crowd. Billy Joe, he did well when he fought David Lemieux, but it's not on the stage of a Canelo fight week over there. It's just a total huge experience. But I just think to myself, does he have the pop to keep him off? No, so I think he's got the cleverness. I think he's got him to keep him thinking and get caught with shots and punches and pickpocketing. But 70,000 Mexicans in that stadium, I think the judges have got to need more than the odd pickpocket shot to give them the decision. Canelo can throw a shot and miss, and a huge roar from the crowd, and they'll score it. Do you understand? They're the things Billy Joe's up against. But the thing with Canelo, he finds a way to win, whether it's behind with speed, whether he may calm, tussling with the Triple G, finds a way to win. Do you understand? And he knows it. He's up with it with Billy Joe, and I think Billy Joe's got. He's going to have moments in the fight, but like I said to you, Canelo will always find a way to win.
Perfect, Joe. Appreciate it. The time as always. Good to speak to you.